Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Florence, from the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation and the Life Beyond Tourism movement. We are really glad in having today a meeting and the opening of the Life Beyond Tourism info point in Tambov at the Tambov State Technical University, which is one of our most active partner in spite of the general situation. So I would like, first of all, to thank you all, starting from your rector, Professor Krasnianski, that some days ago delivered a very, very touching and splendid message of greetings and for future collaboration. And of course, I saw at the first row Elena Mishenko, Vice Rector for International Affairs, and Professor Galina is a friend of mine since long, of our foundation since long time. And thank to all the students that are attending. Дорогой друзья, привет из Италии. Мы очень рады встретиться с вами и желаю хорошее сотрудничество. So these are the very few words in Russian that I remember. Let's now start, and I am delighted to give the floor to the Vice President of the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation and the President of the Life Beyond Tourism movement, that will introduce and present us the opening remarks of this first Life Beyond Tourism Info Day in Tambov State Technical University. Carlotta, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Simone. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation, of myself and of the president, Paolo Del Bianco, I'm very glad to be in Tambov with you today and deliver my greeting message. Dear Vice Rector for International Activities, dear friends and students from Tambov State Technical University, I'm really glad in the opening, the Life Beyond Tourism Travel to Dialogue Info Day in your university, that is amongst our active partners in Russia since March 2014, when Rector Professor Krasnianski signed a MOU for collaboration in framework of our Life Beyond Tourism movement. Since then, Tambov State Technical University took part regularly to our annual symposium with their scientific papers and groups of students and teachers. Therefore, I would like first to express to the rector, Professor Krasnianski, my sincere appreciation for his continuous attention and participation. I'm also the Vice Rector for International Activity, our friend Professor Elena Mishenko, Professor Galina Ledeneva, the first teacher from your university. We met thanks to the Mossad, Professor Pavel Monastriev, the head of the international office, Larisa Mikhileva, and all the colleagues for the role they played for our collaboration. As many of you know, the purpose of the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation and its Life Beyond Tourism movement is to contribute in creating exchanges between cultures, starting from the awareness of one's own identity, while respecting diversity and involving young generation in it. Thus was born the vision of a commitment of World Heritage Sites rich in visitors from different cultures to use this wealth to make themselves available to the international community to encourage international encounters. Thus, in the World Heritage Sites, the awareness centers are growing up and propose a new cultural and commercial offer with their learning communities. The temporary resident will replace the hasty visitor. Travel in synergy with culture will be increasingly seen as an advocate for intercultural dialogue beyond tourism, indeed far beyond tourism, life beyond tourism. Nowadays, the international program of the Life Beyond Tourism Info Days marks a new turning point in our action, because from the scientific, like conferences, symposia, and so on, and educational activities, workshops, courses, and so on, now we all together turn to offering to the students and their tutors the possibility to be part of an operational experience on site, to cooperate to the practical implementation in your territory, in your region, of the Foundation's Life Beyond Tourism Travel to Dialogue methodology, to which evolution also your university has contributed so far. By this Life Beyond Tourism Travel to Dialogue Info Days, we are inviting you to create an even more working group of students to learn about the ethos by attending our e-learning courses and project guidelines, and Corina will later on explain it, to produce a cultural storytelling in your region by implementing the Life Beyond Tourism methodology, a work that, according to the Life Beyond Tourism criteria, put into light the authenticity of your local cultural expressions, traditions, and customs, traditional know-how, and the typical products from that know-how, and be the bearer and conveyors, protectors, I would say, of these values and knowledges in the international community of the Foundation. As recently did the young students from the New Higher Educational Institute of Tbilisi, Georgia, here with us today with the Kevmo Kartli. To enhance then the international visibility of your works by our portal, socials, newsletters, and initiatives, thus promoting the Travelers for Values inflow and the traveler inclusive community. To exhibit your work during an international festival, we are planning in fall, next end of November, we suppose, according to the international evolution of the pandemic, that ideally unite youngsters at intercontinental level in the growth of their awareness about the importance in interpreting their own culture and communicating it strategically, even with images. And Simone later will give you further details. By displaying your Life Beyond Tourism cultural storytelling on your territory, either in a suitable and special section in the Life Beyond Tourism movement portal and in Florence, we all will be committed in increasing the region's awareness and interest of young people and local communities in the original cultural resources, as well as increase the attractiveness in terms of number of potential flows visitors who are sincerely moved to learn and live their experience of travel, thus contributing to the intercultural dialogue between local cultures, local communities, and travelers' community. We believe that this is a crucial activity, especially for the universities and the educational centers, because the pronounced globalization progress, nothing to say the current pandemic, brought tourism to destroy progressively the identity of many of these landmarks and local tradition and customs, which is very painful for younger generation. They will inherit what we will leave to them. So by promoting the civic engagement for cultural identity, engendering a sense of awareness and belonging, contributing to foster cohesive and inclusive communities, changing tourism in hospitality for inclusiveness, solidarity, and dialogue, students will realize how to better interpret and communicate their local identity, for prompting a new form of travel that's contributing substantially to lay the groundwork for the territorial development, but also to the human progress in terms of sharing identities, intercultural dialogue, and inclusiveness. In other words, they will realize how the implementation of the Life Beyond Tourism Travel to Dialogue methodology in their territory will realize the combination of the UNESCO Convention 1972 World Heritage, 2003 Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage, 2005 Protection and Promotion of the Diversity of Cultural Expression, and the ICOMOS ISC Charter in aim. Thus, we believe that students will live an experience that allows to deploy their intellectual potential, to enhance their professional practice and gain international experience within the framework of the network of the foundation. Our strong invitation, therefore, in the post-pandemic is rethink the concept of interpreting heritage and travel, retracing the philosophy and practice of the Life Beyond Tourism with the 2019 manifesto of the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation up to its 2019 appeal to the international community, Heritage for Building Peace. Very soon, we will review it and share with our international network before presenting it to the international organization. And you are very welcome to review it with us. I would like to conclude by making again my congratulations to Professoressa Elena Mishenko and all you for your participation, closeness, and belief in this new challenge the Foundation would like to undertake together with its most reliable and active partner, like your university is. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Carlotta. Thank you for your introduction. Now, going on with the agenda, I am delighted to invite Professor Elena Mishchenko, the Vice Rector for International Affairs of the Tambov State Technical University, to deliver her remarks to that meeting. Elena, the floor is yours, please.
Hello, dear friends, again. It's an honor and really pleasure to see you. It would be better to see you offline, definitely not online, just to have a cup of coffee in front of the dome in Florence. That would be great, and we are waiting for it. The students are waiting for it. And you know, I will not tell about our cooperation because you already told a lot of things. You will tell about this. I just want to mention that you have found the right way to promote your definitely vivid and nice ideas, because university is a very nice platform to develop the ideas of your foundation and the movement Life Beyond Tourism. We have the young generation who will take care about the culture, about heritage, about planet, ecology, sustainable development. Whatever we speak about, they will do it. They will take care about it. And it's also important that here in Russia, in the universities program, we don't have only two main directions, just education and research or science. We also have the third and very important direction for our students, which is called the third mission of the university. It is the story about communicating with the region. So the influence of the university activities for the region, the communication of the university with the region authorities, regional communities, people who are living around the university. So that is very important. And all that we have to do together, all we have done already together is about this, is about life beyond tourism in general, is about sustainable development of the society, is about the sustainable development of the history saving, heritage promoting. And I like the words of Carlotta that we have to keep our own know-how and promote this know-how, regional know-how, because when we usually think about know-how, we just think about news, about technology, about progress, about something innovative things. No, important also to keep the know-how of, if I'm talking about Tambov songs, Tambov costumes, which were created by our relatives who lived many, many years ago, our culture, our architecture. We are happy enough not to be damaged during the Second World War. That's why we have a lot of nice houses, nice churches, the places which we have to take care of. And I like the way our university create the track, the road between the students and between the region. We try to show them that they can do something to preserve it, to save the planet in general, because it's important to think regionally but globally, or vice versa, to think globally but regionally. And that's the issue which I think you promote in your foundation. And to make my story short, not long, I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to get the platform which will help us to promote our region. We are full of history. We are full of nice history. We are full of nice stuff which should be delivered all over the world. And moreover, as I have mentioned last week when we were opening the grand exhibition of Karina, we this year start to deliver 3 new directions in the university, and one of it is going to deal with design and landscape. And this is very important because we open this direction because city region needs it. And moreover, we are not talking about the new things, the innovative things. We think how to save these small old buildings which are now in the center of in the historical center of the city. and to keep them in the new innovative ecosphere of the city. So I'm great, really in love with my students because it is important to make the young generation to think about it. Before we started our meeting, I had the small conversation with the students, and I asked who can speak English. First, there were some hands were risen, and I just said, okay, now we need one interpreter who will translate. Then when they realized that there will be an interpreter, the second time I had more hands up, and they say, we need also translation. So you see, if we give the hand of help, everybody wants to take it back. And that is also important. When we will put our hands together, I think the ideas would be realized. And it doesn't matter where we are now, in Tambov or in Florence, like our program today, I like it very much. Florence, Tesh, Tambov, 26th of February. And great that we have technologies which they help us to do it simultaneously. But the most important thing is to do real projects. And as you can see, we tried to make our camera for the auditory in such a way that you can see that we have here a lot of things which are created by the students, which are created by our university. That means that we do care about it. That means that we can do it, that we can save it, and then we can promote it, and we will do it. And very important that university is not alone in his life. We are living in Tambov, we are living in Tambov region, and I'm very glad that the city administration, that regional administration is always with us, and their hand of help is also with us too. Today we have here with us the the representative of the International Department of the Regional Administration, Tambov Regional Administration, Anastasia Kazharina, and I would like to give the microphone, the floor, with great pleasure to Anastasia and to make a welcome speech. Thank you very much again being with us. I'm excited to hear the info from you about Life Beyond Tourism movement, and I hope that we will do a lot of different projects together in future. Thanks again. And the microphone goes to Anastasia Kazharina.
Thank you. Hello. On behalf of the Tambov region government, let me welcome you at the grand opening of the information center of the Florentine Association Life Beyond Tourism of the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation. The Tambov region government appreciates cooperation with the foundation. Our experience and best practices exchange presents a factor of the sustainable development of the region and the quality of life. The information center will become a platform where everyone can get acquainted with its various directions: natural, cultural, historical, architectural, ecological, recreational, and others, not only in Italy, but also in other member countries of the association, which are located in different parts of the world. Our common task is to preserve and enlarge the cultural heritage as a tool for mutual understanding of our cultures. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear Elena, for your inspiring words. That it's the evidence how much important and convinced and determined your activity is, and your university as well. You have been able to understand the real spirit of our philosophy, and have been able to implement in the sphere of architecture and construction and design, because it's and you have shared, which is our main concern, my main mission, that is to make a young generation of architects, young generation of conservators, young generation of urban planners aware that there should be a new way, a more innovative way to combine creativity, technology with local cultural identity. Unfortunately, there is the trend to be fascinated by everything is technological, everything is smart, everything is at the cutting edge of technology and design. It's okay, but what we would like to say is that we don't have to forget where we are coming from. We don't have to forget the history. We don't forget our tradition, our knowledge, the inheritance in terms of customs, in terms of tradition that our ancestors transmitted over the past century. Everyone is bearer of what the ancient Romans were used to say, genius loci, genius loci. And we would like to spur students to try to combine what they are learning with their identity, with their history, and to be bearer of such a, we think, creative combination. So let me now make the presentation, the core presentation of what we are proposing to the
Okay,
Tambov
Simona,
state.
before you're preparing the presentation, just I want to make one remark. I would like also to thank you for the effort which we did together, but unfortunately we did not realize, because we have a very important project, a very big one in the university, which is called We Remember and We Are Proud. And you were eager to help us to realize the part of the project on the territory of Florence. I hope that we will do it. We will do it together, maybe with the guests of your conference, or we will just do it with the foundation and with the students. It would be very important for the young generation to see that they are not alone, that they are not alone just here in Russia, for example, that the whole world is also thinking about it. And I think that the name of this project is very nice, and I think it goes together with the ideas of your foundation.
Yeah,
We do remember
absolutely.
and we do proud. Thank you.
Yes, and what I was trying to say is that being conscious of each cultural identity is the first and important step to develop a consciousness about how much is important the culture, the respect of the cultural diversity is. So, and accordingly, how much important is to educate people to be aware of the importance of intercultural dialogue. That is the key word that move the activity of the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation and the Life Beyond Tourism movement. But let me now go on with with our presentation and to the presentation of the projects that we are proposing today and for the coming weeks to the Tambov State Technical University. And of course, this is only a part of our collaboration. We are really eager to welcome the new, again, the time when will it be possible to host, it will be possible to arrange here in Florence initiatives in the name of the mutual knowledge and the sharing of knowledge and the dialogue. For the moment, we are arranging this project. The name is Back to Life, Revitalization of Places Post-COVID-19. And it is a project that it's conceived just for this pandemic time, when it is not possible to meet in reality each other. So let me share the screen with you and go on with my presentation. And of course, let me again express one important thing that you say, dear Elena, that the core partner of these projects is the university, and in particular the Tambov State University of Technology. But you did very well in trying to involve also the regional administration, and I thank you very much, Ms. Anastasia Kajarina, because we are convinced that the combination of local university and local city and regional administration could produce an effective outcomes of this research in terms of presenting, communicating, promoting, and enhancing the local treasure, the local tradition, the local custom and culture in the place. So let me go on with our presentation and the in the framework of the Life Beyond Tourism Info Day in Tambov State Technical University. So, just a few words for the students about Life Beyond Tourism. That was a movement born in the aim of promoting knowledge between countries of different cultures and contributing to the diffusion and affirmation of the universal values such as respect and harmony among people, and to transform the tourism experience from a simple occasion of leisure into a precious moment of encounter between subjects of different culture. This movement was created relying upon the experience, over 30 years of experience of the Romualdo del Bianco Foundation in Florence, and that would like to propose a way of interpreting the local cultural expression of a territory and the travel model that enhance local traditions and exceeds tourism in services and consumption. Because we have seen how much the actual form of visiting a cultural place, it's nothing more than a way to killing the visited sites. Our vision is to build in peace in the world with dialogue, thanks to heritage, travel, meetings with welcome and hospitality, with communication, knowledge, protection of the personality of the place and its economy. Our mission is promote the knowledge of diversity of cultural expression of the various territories with their know-how. This is a network, is representing the network and the countries where the foundation with experience over 30 years have been able to create. And as Carlotta said before, Life Beyond Tourism is aimed to creating a strong synergy among the UNESCO Convention 1972, 2003, and 2005. With the Life Beyond Tourism Travel to Dialogue movement want to help change with its own theoretical, scientific focus point and a system of practical application to favor a new form of human and economic progress. We would like to propose, in other words, a new ethical, cultural, and economic vision of the territory, starting from our heritage sites and considering their attraction of heritage, the opportunity to enhance local tradition and contemporary culture of the places, the opportunity to build an interpersonal relationship, and above all, the capacity to inspire in the minds, emotion, and behavior of young generation and travelers toward the openness to knowledge and intercultural dialogue. This is a way of approaching culture that we think is wrong. And let me show you a video, and I would like to emphasize to pay attention to the keywords of that video that represent our philosophy.
Non sta andando, eh.
Simone, tutto ok?
Non lo stiamo vedendo, eh.
Anch'io non lo vedo.
Io sì.
Ma hai condiviso tutto lo schermo o hai condiviso solamente la pagina?
Clicca sul link che sta in basso.
No, è che ha la condivisione solamente della finestra, non dello schermo.
Vai avanti, lo fai vedere dopo.
Okay, so we would like to launch the territory, the cultural expression of our places, which must be protected. Because we think that this experience that we are offering to your university is an opportunity to contribute to favor an adequate number of visitors on your site, and also a better quality of relationship between presence, heritage, citizens, travelers, residents, and in solidarity with the territory. Useful reflection on environmental protection and the struggle against the degrade of the travel experience, and to privilege the quality of travel experience and benefit for destination community over the quantity of tourism. We would like to focus on the building of a new kind of travel, storytelling, and fruition of heritage in the respect of planet Earth to support the development of every region. In dialogue among culture, enhancing the place, identity, and local heritage and their cultural expressions, And we rely upon the portal that, especially in this period, becomes the worldwide promoter and window of the activity of the Life Beyond Tourism and the activity of all the partners that are collaborating in Life Beyond Tourism. And the Life Beyond Tourism Info Point Network is one of the most important strategies for 2021 for our foundation and our movement. And this initiative, the international network of the info points, have been designed to offer to university the opportunity to be an active part of a program of a continuous growth and international exchange on common and urgent matters, themes linked to the enhancement and identity of the region, and to give at the same time concrete and participatory tools to young generation for a holistic and evolving vision of global society, starting from the protection of the identity of the place, and of course also to favor internationalization, mobility, training, and job opportunity. This is, you know, we have started just the beginning of 2021 this program. And so far, these are the universities that currently are adopting, have been appointed Life Beyond Tourism Info Point, and are carrying out their research with their students within the framework of the Life Beyond Tourism movement and the project Back to Life. And of course, Tambov is among them. But we are convinced, we are sure that the more the time is passing, the greater the number of universities will join that project. These are a picture of a previous info point with Ivanovo State University that are running now the program and working for producing a cultural storytelling of their region in Ivanovo region. And the same for the Riga, with the Riga Technical University, and with the University of Durham in UK, and Vilnius, the European Humanities University. And these are the coming partner that will join these projects. That, again, I would like to emphasize, is aimed to present, to ask to the universities partners to create a storytelling of their region by emphasizing which are the typical local cultural expressions. So we here reported the official definition by UNESCO of cultural expression, just not to read it everything, but those cultural expression as the result of the creativity of individual groups and societies that have a cultural content and that represent the identity of a territory. And with our project, we would like to share identity. We would like that our partners contribute in sharing identities and sense of the place, and engender in their students first a sense of belongs and ownership. But at the same time, and as Tambov State University has already done, to contribute to engagement of the local communities. This is another important aspect. Our project is not only limited to the academic area. We'd like that to be enlarged, this message, also to the local communities, economic, cultural, and institutional, of course. efforts. And of course, university is the key factor in widening, in spreading this effort and in involving the local community in their research, in their activity. Because by doing this, it will be created a tool that foster income generating capacity of local cultural expressions. That is, artisans. Don't forget that these are examples typical of cultural expression that are worthy to emphasize and to be put on the spot. Local products, common saying, typical foods, of course also architectural inheritance, and everything contribute to keep alive and to widespread the knowledge of the identity of a place. And this is even another important following step. Those efforts became instrumental for generating, for prompting a new way of visiting your territory. That it is not a destructive way, but it allows to visitor to really appreciate and grasp the meaning of your territory. So our 2021 program for info points is made by different related steps. The first one we have already activated with the Tambov State Technical University, and it is the hosting the exhibition Florence in the World and the World in Florence. The opening of last 18 February was a splendid example of initiative, of starting point of the project. And what is really important is that this exhibition is not just to aim to show the beauties of Florence, is aimed to instill and to show to you a way to represent a territory. In other words, the photo exhibition Florence in the World in Florence should be just a benchmark, should be just an example to offer an inspiration for your following work. That is focus, and this is the second step of the project, to create a cultural storytelling of the Tambov region. And so taking part in at full in the project Back to Life, revitalization of places post-COVID-19. And the third step, final one, will be the contribution that we, as Foundation and Life Beyond Tourism movement, will be committed in give evidence, in give visibility at international level of your work, of your cultural storytelling through the socials of the Life Beyond Tourism movement. That is the portal, that is the newsletter, that is the social profiles, focus, and so on. And we hope in reality, in fall 2021, by inviting you to produce a physical exhibition of your work into an international regional festival. So this is some slides about the Florence in the World in Florence. I can go faster because this is a step that Tambov State Technical University already accomplished successfully, I say. So just let me remind that this exhibition is endowed of the NFC technology, near field communication, that allowed to join the visual expressivity of the exhibition with some written content that are possible to be enjoyed through the smartphone. Some other examples that you already saw it, and other, of course, I emphasize how much splendid your opening exhibition was, and again, how much we are pleased to listening and receiving the message by the rector of the Tambov State Technical University, Professor Mikhail Krasniansky, because the message was really inspiring. And this is, and Elena, Pavel, Galina already know about it. This is the physical point, the physical place, the international exhibition and fair will host in fall 2021 in the very, very historical downtown of Florence. Last night, let me remind shortly that last 11 of February, we officially launched this project. And of course, Tambov State Technical University was amongst the participants. And we launched it at the presence of the local authorities, regional and the city. And this is the list of the university that since the beginning raised the hand and expresses their will to join at first, but the project. But I'm sure that in the coming months, many other partners will join and give their interpretation of the local cultural expression of their territory. With the storytelling that your university will produce, we aim to engender, as I told you before, a sense of cultural belongings and awareness in your students. Again, let me emphasize another these important aspects. We would like also to promote and spur the engagement of the local communities in the project research, to foster cohesive territorial visibility at international level and boost the image of your region as cozy and attractive for a new model of visiting, and to provide visitors with the right tools for interpret and understand your cultural identity and contribute to the income generating capacity of the local cultural expressions and the local development of a sustainable and resilient. These are the overall final aim of this project. We would like that the students and the university can contribute, can produce an outcome that can contribute to the development, concretely to the development of the local community. And here are sketched some part of the cultural storytelling, the content of the cultural storytelling that we are asking to your students. So as description of the area with the picture and description of city and towns, points of cultural interest, itineraries, custom, tradition. Elena said before about the typical custom of Tambov. this is the right way, the right point, the right opportunity to show that gastronomic specialty and many others, because I'm sure that during your research you will be able to find out other examples that we don't know from Florence, but it's up to you to put it into light. And of course, we would like also to emphasize how much important is the possibility to promote the human aspect, the human side of a cultural identity of a territory, that are artisans, artists, people that daily work for producing typical local products. This is also an important part that this research would like to put into light. This is one example, just we recently received by the students of the Tbilisi new higher educational institute that focus their attention and research on a region southward the capital Tbilisi, Kvemo-Kartli, and they did an interesting job, and they are of course still improving that job. Again, the final step is the International Regional Festival in fall 2021, where we gather all the works coming from the university partner in the world. And in order to enlarge and to create a melting pot of several representations of the territories in the world, and to foster discussion and highlight cultural expression and sustainable development of various countries, and to concrete develop projects in the territory, and where an operational agenda will be defined in the next 3 years, and share best practices and exchange of experience. Going to conclude, culture and heritage have to be seen as resources for the socio-economic development and have to be inserted in an integrated management plan. Development, in order to be sustainable, needs to be rooted in the local culture. Establishing a culture of sustainability that comes from the local cultural background allows a more respectful and long-term relationship with the environment and the preservation and enhancement of the local cultural landscape. I have concluded my presentation, and again, let me emphasize just a moment. I try to be back. Okay, do you hear me now? Do you see me now? Again, let me emphasize that this is a project that we have created considering the current situation in worldwide, but at the same time, it is a way for it is an opportunity, because sometimes in difficult periods, opportunities for new ideas, creativity can give the sparkle for new collaboration. And what again I would like to say, especially to the students that are attending this meeting, is that this is a project that we hope will contribute in your future achievements in your professional career in terms of never forget the identity of the place that you are bearer, you are witness. And because with your identity heritage, you can in future carry out your professional activity successfully and giving an important aspect in everything you will undertake from the professional point of view. We saw that the possibilities that the globalization gives to everybody sometimes bring us to forget where we are from. So we would like to give a possibility to share some efforts in with you, with all of you, in creating something that give again, keep this heritage warmer and alive, and of course, better combine with what you will do in your future profession. So I have concluded my presentation, and I thank you for your attention. Before giving the floor to the second one, let me give a short introduction. After the conclusion of the Life Beyond Tourism Info Point in the Tambov State Technical University, we will ask to the Professor Mischenko and the colleagues to select a group of students that are interested in carrying out this cultural storytelling of the territory of Tambon, inspired by the principle of life beyond tourism. To do that, we think that it is important that this group of students to attend an e-learning course that Corina Del Bianco has prepared for you, that should give a help for you to understand better the life beyond tourism philosophy, the life beyond tourism methodology, the life beyond tourism best practices, and that help you in carried out the research, the cultural storytelling that you are going to produce, and that again, I repeat, will be given an international visibility in fall 2021 in Florence during the International Festival. So let me now invite Corina Del Bianco to give a better insight of that course and to share her presentation to all of you. Corina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Simone.
You can share your screen. I suppose everything is ready. Yeah. So,
thank you.
The word is yours.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I will try to make a short presentation of our educational activities. I share with you my screen. So could you please confirm you can see my screen? Just in one second.
I see, yes.
Okay, good. I'm Corina Del Bianco. I'm an architect like you will be. So we share the same background, and this is very helpful when we come to think to new initiatives. So I'm in charge of the coordination of all the scientific activities and educational activities of the Life Beyond Tourism Travel to Dialogue movement. And I'm adjunct professor of urban design at the Politecnico di Milano. So my main focus is architecture and urban design. So this is why those of you who met me during the presentation of the exhibition, so we had some talks, some words about the way of representing the cultural landscape of a place through photography as a tool to enhance and present your area, your city, your places. So this is a bit the, as Simone was mentioning, the aim of our movement. So to protect and enhance the local cultural identities, the genius loci, as Simone was mentioning. And just to recap very, very quickly, what we are saying is that travel is a great opportunity. So when I took this picture, it was November 2018. And I guess that many of you know this place, at least from books, because it's the square in front of the Galleria degli Uffizi. The Galleria degli Uffizi is the first pinacotheque of the world and one of the most important buildings and highlights in Florentine architecture. And this mass of people that you see here is visitors, travelers that were there waiting for entering or just getting out from the museum and so on. So what we say is that if we zoom in this picture, you will see that there's a great opportunity because all these people come from very, very different backgrounds. And I'm sorry, I'm going too quick maybe for the translation. So we'll slow down. So these people come from very different backgrounds and we have the opportunity of making them dialoguing to each other. So we can exercise tolerance and respect that are essential for people's peaceful coexistence. So what we are trying to do is to involve through a different and new commercial offer all different sectors of the society. So for example, individuals, but also institutions and also companies. Therefore, the Life Beyond Tourism activity in general is based on research. And all our researches are published and put it in at disposability of the movement members. And since 2000, we published over 40 publications. And in many of these, also your university is part. And we share the publication also with the info kit that your university received. But you can also find everything in download on the lifebeyondtourism.org portal. And among these publications, I would like to highlight 3 milestones. The first 2 in 2016, it's a very strong year, very productive year. The first one, the slides book, in which we highlight the synergy among the UNESCO conventions 1972, 2003, and 2005. And the second one of 2016, World Heritage Sites for Dialogue, in which we address the World Heritage Sites, saying that they have an important responsibility in terms of occasions of dialogue production. And the third milestone is the 2019 World Heritage for Building Peace. So in this publication, we stress the importance of World Heritage in peace-building occasions. And these are the very last books of the 2020 forum that we presented in October. And your university was present and is also part of the 140 authors that wrote within these books. So from this very choral activity of research and sharing, we base our educational offer. So as I was mentioning, we address a very different type of people. So the first one is a course for trainers, a training for trainers. So with trainers, I mean professors or administrators that come to Florence and have the chance to learn our principles, our ideas, and our activities. And then they go back to their institutions and they spread what they learned in Florence to their students or colleagues. The second one is for businesses and institutions. So we created an e-learning program for all the members of the movement that want to certify, to have a certificate that their activity is working for intercultural dialogue. The third one is for university students. And please stop me if I'm going too fast and the translation is difficult. So the university students have always been part of our history because in over 30 years, we carried out international students workshops in Florence. So it's a very long tradition of exchange. And now with the pandemic, we started e-learning courses. And the very last one is online at the Udemy, on the Udemy platform, and you can take part to it. And it's called the Life Beyond Tourism: Travel to Dialogue: Heritage as a Builder of Peace. And in this course, we start from the definitions of heritage and of intercultural dialogue. And the course is aimed at giving the basis for understanding the main concepts of the Life Beyond Tourism research, in which we see heritage as a tool to create important opportunities of intercultural dialogue. Then the course also gives the tools to decline this opportunity into a challenge for the design process at the architectural and urban scale. So it is specifically thought for architecture and conservation and urban design students. And it's a pretty quick course. So it's something like 10 hours. And you will see, if you will take part of it, you will be my companion for all the time. You will hear me talking all the course long. And we divided it in 3 modules. The first module is the introduction with conceptual scope and terminology. And the second module deals with the topic of the influence of tourism on a site with risks and opportunities. And the third module it's about the life beyond tourism world, from its beginnings to its milestones. And then you will be asked to make simple researches, maybe on the internet, something on the library, and you will be able to create your own book of references. So design references. And of course, you can access to the Life Beyond Tourism bibliography on the Life Beyond Tourism portal. Then we also work with children, and we usually have summer and winter camps in Florence, but these are all in presence. So for the moment they are interrupted, but hopefully with the vaccine soon we will be able to start again. Finally, for master students, we created, we took part and contributed in the creation of courses for 2 Erasmus Plus projects. The first one is Sustainable Urban Rehabilitation in Europe, and it's a master curriculum. So it's 3 years long, actually, for architects, conservators, and urban designers. And it's now implemented in its pilot version at the Polytechnic schools of Madrid, Vilnius, Lublin, and La Sapienza in Rome. And the second Erasmus Plus that we worked on is finishing this year in 2021. And it's called UNINET, University Network for Cultural Heritage, Integrated Protection, Management, and Use. And it's a master curriculum for architects, conservators, archaeologists, and landscape designers. This is 1 year long. And then we also worked with a bachelor students with specific intensive courses. So we had since 2014 we are having intensive courses at the Chosai International University in Tokyo, in Japan. And in 2016 we had an intensive workshop at the Azerbaijan University of Architecture and Construction. And in 2020, in October, last October, we had a workshop at the University of Economics and Business of Prague. So we always take care in sharing and confronting. For us, it's very, very important to keep sharing and confronting with all the members of our network and with experts in the field of heritage and design. So we always bring our contribution to international conferences, and we organize ICOMOS International Scientific Committees in Florence. And every year we organize a general assembly and symposium here in Florence. And in 2021, we are organizing something a little bit different, online, of course. But soon, I hope in 2022, we will go back to meet personally in Florence. And I have a very short video just to, okay. It's a very short memory of the last General Assembly that we had in Florence, and your professors were there, so very short memory. I hope it works. Okay, it doesn't. We do like this. So this was just to let you feel a little bit the flavor of those moments that we miss so much. And I leave you with just a suggestion and an invitation. So we will, in that occasion that you were seeing, the General Assembly 2019, we published an appeal to the international community that is called Building Peace Through Heritage. And that you can read, have a look at it on the lifebeyondtourism.org website. You can subscribe it, or you can just understand how we thought, what we thought, how we worked about that. It's to raise awareness on the importance of heritage in promoting opportunities of intercultural dialogue. And so I'm at your disposal also for thinking about the new exhibition. And if you will have the chance of taking the course, I will be more than happy to hear about your feelings, your thoughts. We can do it better. We now are changing everything with these new forms of didactic, of getting in touch, of and also it's everything. It's new, you know, with these new online forms. So we are open for any type of suggestion from your side, and I remain personally even at your disposal. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, dear Corinna. So, dear friends, we arrived at the conclusion of the Life Beyond Tourism Info Day in Tambov State Technical University. Dear Elena, I don't know if there are some questions just for at the conclusion of this meeting. If I don't know if it is necessary to answer to some question from your students. This is the right chance. Otherwise, we can going on, and in coming days we will work side by side. Microphone. We don't hear you.
It's very low.
Yeah, we don't hear you. No. No. No, we don't hear you. Oh, no. Now we hear you.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Great. So I asked the students if they do have questions right now. They said no, everything is clear, but they have to think about the projects which they will create later. We will work with the students because they do need assistance. You know it, Karina, because you a young teacher right now, you remember about your students' time, and also you know how to work with the students. And I think that we will have very nice projects because our students are mostly creative students in the world, I can say. And also it's important that we have the great assistance of the regional, not only authorities, but also stakeholders, also people who are taking care about the issue which you were
taking care in your foundation and announcing it all over the whole world. That's very
You're
important.
right.
And we are here to promote the ideas of life beyond tourism. We are here to promote the treasures of Tambov region, and we are here to be friends with you. Intercultural dialogue is very important. And right now we will have another event in the university, the intercultural dialogue between the ladies from different nations, the students of our university. We have more than 50 countries studying here, and the club of the ladies club is starting the work today. In 20 minutes, I have to run. So intercultural dialogue is continuing. And thank you very much for being with us.
Excellent, excellent. So, dear Helena, I saw also Pavel, right? Ciao, Pavel. Again, thanks a lot to Miss Anastasia Kajarina from the Tambov Regional Administration, and to all the students and Galina and of course you, dear Helena. So I promise that in coming hours, in coming days, I will side by you and your students to assist in this experience that I am confident will be useful, as I told you before, for it will be first an experience of life beyond tourism and beyond the lack of knowledge of what we are and lack of knowledge and respect of the cultural diversity. So again, thank you very much. Thank you to Carlotta. Thank you to Corinna, and thank to everyone for your this splendid collaboration, and go on with it in coming days. So again, all the best. A big ciao to Tambov, and hope to see soon in Florence after this bad time. But we go on in any cases with our friendship collaboration. Yeah. So ciao everybody, guys.
Now we are equipped, and I want to say you thank you again. See you soon, and you're invited for our next coming event, which is closely connected with all this issue. It is Mosnow, you know about it. I hope that the countries will be opened and you come to visit us.
Of course, of course.
Okay, thank you again.
Ciao, ciao again, goodbye. Goodbye everybody.
Ciao.
Bye. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. How many students? Congratulations again. Пока, ребята. Пока, ребята. Пока всем. Увидимся.
До свидания.
До свидания.
Bye.